Welcome back. Just a little warning, you may want to get yourself a shot of vodka before we go into this segment. Is the U.S. government more concerned about the eating habits of refugees than it is veterans' health care? You bet. The National Institutes of Health has spent over $1.6 million on an exercise and nutrition program for refugees, because we need that. The program is led by trained health promoters who are sent to mosques to teach refugees about how to eat right so that they don't adopt the unhealthy eating habits of Americans like you. And if that wasn't bad enough, earlier this year, the U.S. government spent $1 million on food, water, and shelter for thousands of illegal Cuban immigrants who were stranded in Costa Rica while making their way to the U.S. for a better life. Joining me now is Emmy Award-winning reporter and Newsmax TV contributor Bill Tucker. He stayed over from the last segment. And conservative activist Julio Rivera. Guys, thanks a lot. All right, Bill, I'm going to drink some vodka while you talk.
Good idea. No, $1 million, $1.3 million. You know what that number is, Dennis? $1.3 million was cut out of the veterans' budget in Illinois alone for scholarships for veterans and their children and their families. That's what was cut out in Illinois alone. There are 25,000 homeless veterans in this country, and we're dropping $1 million on somebody to teach them how to eat right? This is insane.
All right, somebody needs to put the camera on me. All right. I hate Barack Obama's administration and presidency. I cannot wait for it to be over. Mr. Rivera, please say something to me. I mean, we got so much debt, man. Well,
it's another example of the United States American taxpayers being put on the hook for this unfairly. I mean, in the position that we're in, we can't allocate funds towards these types of efforts. I mean, as far as the exercise initiative, I'm more worried about the mental health of these refugees than their physical health. I mean, look what's going on in Europe right now. I mean, we have to make sure that these people, we should be paying for assimilation training, not for, physical training.
Great point. Let me bring up something that was in this report. Contrary to the notion that refugees are healthier than Americans, many have had health problems according to the state records. 22% who directly settled in Minnesota had tuberculosis. 15% had some sort of parasite infection. These people are a mess. Let's send them home. The other thing is, throw up the chart. 90% of them, welfare usage by refugees from the Middle East. I mean, these people are stuck to getting food stamps like butter to bread.
Right.
Why,
and if you're going to get paid to do nothing, why do anything? That's my fundamental problem with the welfare program. And we've seen welfare usage increase every single year that Obama has been the president of this country. You bring people into the country, your goal should be to get them on their feet, to sustain themselves. And I agree with Julio. I'm worried about their mental state of mind.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, I mean, we just had in the omnibus to just pass, we allocated spending towards 300,000 visas for people coming in from predominantly Muslim countries when we don't have jobs or the ability to take care of our own citizens right now.
All right, so we're going to play like a game show. Ready? And the winner gets my iPhone. All right? Name me one positive thing these refugees do for the United States of America.
What is, I don't know. I have no idea.
Contribute to the cultural diversity of the country, Dennis.
You buy into that, Mr. Rivera?
Not at all, not in the least. I mean, I think that we're constantly dealing with political correctness issues and trying to assimilate to their way of life when they should be coming over here trying to be better Americans. If they want the American dream and the opportunity to come here and be successful, learn English. Do as Americans do and give yourself an opportunity to be successful.
Well, I think actually that's a problem. I don't think they're coming here because they want to be Americans. I think they're coming here because they want to get away from the horrible situation that they were in, giving them the benefit of the doubt. They're not coming here because they believe in the American dream. They're coming here because it's not there. That's a big difference.
Well, in Minnesota, I wanted to do this report last week. I don't think we had the time to. In Minnesota, they had their caucuses.
Yes.
And they were doing it in Somali. Yeah. However we say it. You also stuck something on my desk, which I thought was very interesting. I want to hit it real quick. We got less than a minute. Isn't there some study that the Muslim population is in favor of Donald Trump?
Yes. The vast majority of legal Muslims in this country that call themselves Republicans favor Donald Trump. And in fact, in Minnesota, they talked about a Muslim woman who showed up to caucus for Donald Trump.
Well, just in closing, I say they should not have lifted the sanctions on Cuba to begin with because, look, they're still trying to come here. So what did they do differently that made them deserve to have those sanctions lifted? I can't figure it out myself.
All right, as we drink more vodka. All right, let's do the wave for Donald Trump. You ready to do the wave for Donald Trump? All right, here we go.